Why do the people closest to you sometimes feel like complete strangers? Why does someone who once made you feel everything suddenly make you feel nothing? You gave them your time, your energy, your trust, your most vulnerable moments. And somehow, despite all of that, you still ended up feeling alone, misunderstood, invisible. Maybe you've been in a relationship that looked perfect from the outside but felt empty on the inside. Maybe you've had a friendship that slowly faded away without any clear reason. Maybe you've opened up to someone completely, only to realize they never truly saw you at all. If any of this sounds familiar, you're not broken, you're not too sensitive, and you're not asking for too much. You've simply started to see the truth about human relationships, a truth that most people spend their entire lives running from. And this truth was deeply understood by one man, a writer, a thinker, someone who felt the weight of human connection more painfully than almost anyone in history, Franz Kafka. Today we're going to explore 6 brutal truths about human relationships that Kafka's life and work quietly warned us about. Truths about loneliness, masks, fear, and the invisible distance between people. Stay until the end, because truth number 4 is the one nobody talks about, and it might explain why you feel alone even when you're surrounded by people. 1. People connect out of need, not love. Think about why most relationships in your life began. A friendship that started because you happened to be in the same place at the same time. A relationship that began because you were both lonely. A bond that formed because one of you needed something the other could provide. The uncomfortable truth is this: most people don't enter your life because of genuine love. They come because of need. Loneliness, fear, convenience. Kafka understood this deeply. He spent much of his life searching for real connection, only to find relationships built on expectations and utility. And when the need disappears, most people disappear too. That's not love. That's a transaction. 2. Every relationship has an invisible expiry date. You felt it before. That slow, painful shift when something that once felt alive starts to feel like a routine. The conversations become shorter, the silences become heavier, the effort becomes one-sided. And one day, you wake up and realize that the relationship you once treasured has quietly expired. Nobody announced it. Nobody explained it. It just ended. Kafka often wrote about the pain of watching things dissolve without ever fully understanding why. He saw it as one of life's deepest wounds, losing something that never officially ended. People change, priorities shift, and most relationships begin with an invisible clock already ticking. Not every ending is a betrayal. Some are simply expiries. 3. Most people wear masks, even with you. The person sitting across from you right now, your partner, your best friend, your family member, you probably believe you know them completely. But you don't. Every human being carries a version of themselves that they show to the world. A version that is carefully constructed, polished, edited, safe. Kafka believed that a person's true self is buried beneath layers of fear, shame, and social expectations, sometimes so deeply that even they have forgotten who they really are. So what are you connecting with in most relationships? A mask, a performance, a carefully managed version of a person. Real faces are rarely shown, and even more rarely, truly seen. 4. Loneliness exists even inside relationships. This is the truth nobody talks about. You can share a bed with someone and still feel completely alone. You can have 100 friends and feel like nobody truly knows you. You can be surrounded by people who love you and still feel an emptiness that nothing seems able to fill. This is not a flaw in you. It's one of the most honest truths about human connection. Kafka described this feeling throughout his life. Even in his closest relationships, he often wrote about an unbridgeable distance between himself and the people around him. Because the deepest parts of who we are can be incredibly difficult to communicate. Some loneliness doesn't live around you. It lives inside you. 5. People fear true intimacy. Here's something that sounds strange, but is deeply true. Most people say they want deep, honest, meaningful connection. But the moment things become too real, they pull away. They create distance. They find reasons to leave, or reasons to push you away. Why? Because true intimacy requires showing the parts of yourself you're most ashamed of, your fears, your failures, your darkest thoughts, your most broken pieces, and that's terrifying. Kafka struggled with this throughout his life. He often pushed away the people he loved most, not because he didn't care, but because closeness felt unbearably dangerous. People don't fear loneliness as much as they fear being truly known. And then rejected anyway. 6. The people who truly understand you are rare. You may meet thousands of people in your lifetime. Most will know your name, some will know your story, a few will know your heart. But the people who truly understand you, without explanation, without judgment, without requiring you to perform or pretend, are extraordinarily rare. Kafka spent his life writing letters, diaries, and stories in search of understanding, trying to find even one person who could sit with the full weight of who he was. He rarely found it, and that search shaped everything he wrote. If you've found even one person who truly sees you, protect that connection. Most people never do. So what do you do with all of this? Here are 5 principles that can change the way you approach every relationship from this moment forward. 1. Stop performing. Show up as yourself, even if it makes people uncomfortable. 2. Stop chasing people who only appear when they need something. Your energy is not a resource for others to consume. 3. Accept that not everyone is meant to stay. Some people are chapters, not the entire story. 4. Learn to find comfort in solitude. The relationship you have with yourself is the only one guaranteed to last. 5. When you find someone who truly sees you without masks, conditions, or performance, hold on to them. That's not common. That's rare. And here's the final truth. Not every relationship is real. Not every connection is deep. Not every person who stays is loyal. And not every person who leaves is wrong. If this video resonated with you, it's probably because you felt this before. That quiet ache of being surrounded by people, yet understood by none. Remember this, being loved is not the same as being understood. Being close is not the same as being connected. Being together is not the same as being seen. And sometimes the greatest act of self-respect is choosing depth over convenience. If you want more videos on human psychology, the philosophy of Franz Kafka, deep relationship truths, emotional intelligence, and the hidden dynamics of human connection, subscribe now. Because understanding others begins with being brave enough to understand yourself.